What's up, America? Y'all know this is Dropping It. Growing up in Louisiana, I admit, I didn't have much interaction with other races. In New Orleans, you would never know segregation was ever banned. The city is cut off into sections that are clearly defined by what color you are. Most of the greater New Orleans area is black. Uptown, which consists of 3 housing projects, the Melpomene, the Magnolia made famous by such rappers as the late Soulja Slim and Juvenile, and the Calio projects, which is made famous by rappers such as Master P and C Murder, and also the name of my channel. Downtown also had projects such as the St. Bernard, Desire, Florida, and the Iberville. The schools I went to had an all-black student body, no Hispanics, whites, Asians, or even black people from other countries. I guess in New Orleans they didn't get the note on desegregation. White people were only found mostly in the warehouse and garden districts uptown, and downtown and Lakeshore the CBD and the French Quarters. Metairie, which is in Jefferson Parish, is an area just about approximately 5 miles outside of New Orleans. This area is predominantly white, and most white people live here and commute back to New Orleans to work. The first white person I can recall knowing was a teacher I had by the name of Miss Thomas, who was a great teacher. Her class was fun, and I always learned a lot in her class. I was fortunate enough to have had her in the 3rd and the 5th grade. This with the fact that I was being spoon-fed with a lot of Santa Claus, white media, and the blind-haired, blue-eyed Jesus had me considering, damn, white people ain't so bad. As I got older and gained wisdom and of course experience, my opinion eventually changed. I learned of slavery and thought, damn, what could make these white people who come off so good do this? I then studied John Brown, who was an 18th century abolitionist and also a white man. He fought courageously against slavery and championed the efforts of the Union Army to defeat the Confederacy. He spent most of his life doing this work. In 1964, Michael Schwerner was a young white man who was helping blacks in Mississippi organize voting drives and boycotts of white-owned businesses. The murder of him, Andrew Goodman, and James Chaney, a Mississippi native, sparked outrage in the federal government, popularized by the movie Mississippi Burning. The hippie movement of the 60s brought our white people fighting along with black organizations in order to bring about some change. Even in noting these courageous individuals, I cannot help but look at white people as a whole. Although Mr. Brown fought tirelessly against slavery, he wouldn't have had to had there been no slaves. Mr. Schwerner and Mr. Goodman would not have been needed had there been no Jim Crow. Also, it was white men who were found guilty of killing them both. And there's many of examples that I can go on and on with. The white people of their era were staunchly against change and couldn't even learn from their examples. In the movie Malcolm X, there was a scene when one brother asked him if he knew of any good white people. As he thumbnailed in his head of all the ones he knew, he answered no. Many black people today would be inclined to answer the same way. The Bushes, the Cheneys, and even the Clintons now have created a real negative aspect on how blacks view whites. The trouble and bloodshed that many white leaders have been behind throughout the world for centuries could damn near confirm the answer is no. The good white people have failed in numbers compared to the others. Hitler serves as an example as he is both revered and hated by some whites. His abuse of power exemplifies the nature of which people grow to dislike white people. You can't ignore the atrocities of this group has caused around the world. People may accuse me of speaking out of hate or that I'm a reverse racist. I say, is this the hate that hate made? And on that note, I teach and I don't preach. Peace.